Praxis 5713 Reading Comprehension Strategies Preparation Quiz. Question 1. A college student is writing a research paper and comes across the following sentence in a scholarly article. The results of the study were inconclusive, however, further research is needed in this area. The student wants to quote this sentence in her paper. Which of the following options correctly punctuates the quoted material and integrates it smoothly into her own sentence? Is it? Option A. According to the researchers, the results of the study were inconclusive, however, further research is needed in this area. B. The researchers state that the results of the study were inconclusive, however, further research is needed in this area. C. According to the researchers, the results of the study were inconclusive, however, further research is needed in this area. Or D. The researchers state that the results of the study were inconclusive, however, further research is needed in this area. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. This question tests the ability to correctly punctuate a direct quote, specifically when it contains a conjunctive adverb like however. The original sentence contains a punctuation error, a comma splice. It incorrectly joins two independent clauses, the results were inconclusive, and further research is needed, with only a comma before however. A conjunctive adverb like however requires a semicolon before it and a comma after it when it joins two independent clauses. Option C correctly preserves the meaning while fixing the original error by using a semicolon before however. It also correctly integrates the quote with a signal phrase and a comma before the quote. Option A perpetuates the original comma splice error. Option B also perpetuates the error and incorrectly capitalizes the after the signal phrase that, which does not require a comma. Option D incorrectly places a comma after that, which is not standard punctuation before an indirect quote or that clause. This question assesses a sophisticated understanding of punctuation rules involving conjunctive adverbs and proper quote integration. Question 2. A teacher is reviewing a student's essay and notices the following sentence. The team of researchers presented their findings, which were surprising to everyone in attendance. The teacher wants to discuss the use of the relative pronoun which with the student. Which of the following statements accurately describes the function of the word which in this sentence? Is it? Option A. Which is a subordinating conjunction that introduces a dependent clause that cannot stand alone. B. Which is a relative pronoun that introduces a relative clause that provides additional, non-essential information about the noun findings. The clause is set off by a comma, indicating it is non-restrictive. C. Which is an interrogative pronoun, suggesting the sentence is asking a question about the findings. Or D. Which is a demonstrative pronoun, pointing to a specific set of findings. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This question tests knowledge of parts of speech and clause structure, specifically the function of relative pronouns. In this sentence, which is a relative pronoun, it refers back to the noun findings and introduces the relative clause, which were surprising to everyone in attendance. This clause provides additional information about the findings. The presence of the comma before which indicates that this is a non-restrictive, or non-defining, relative clause, meaning the information is extra, not essential to identifying which findings are being discussed. Option A is incorrect, which is not a subordinating conjunction, like although or because. Option C is incorrect. An interrogative pronoun, like who or what, is used to ask a question. Option D is incorrect. A demonstrative pronoun, like this or that, points to a specific thing. Option B correctly identifies the part of speech and its grammatical function within the sentence. Remember, we can take your Praxis 5001 exam for you, remotely and undetected, with pass score guaranteed. Message us via the number in the bio. Question 3. A student is writing an essay and is unsure whether to use who or whom in the following sentence. The candidate, many believed would win the election, conceded defeat. Which of the following provides the correct word and a clear explanation of the grammatical rule that determines the choice? Is it? Option A. The correct word is who. It is the subject of the verb phrase would win. The clause is who would win the election, and who is the subject of that clause. B. The correct word is whom. It is the object of the verb believed. The sentence means many believed him, so whom is needed as the object. C. The correct word is who. It follows a comma and refers to a person, so who is always used in such cases. Or D. The correct word is whom. It is used after prepositions, and here it is part of a prepositional phrase. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. This question tests the ability to correctly apply the rules for who versus whom, a notoriously tricky grammar point. The choice depends on the pronoun's function within its own clause. In the sentence, the clause is who would win the election. The verb is would win. The question is, who or what is performing the action of winning? The answer is the candidate. Therefore, the pronoun is the subject of the clause, and the subject form is who. Option A correctly identifies who and provides a clear, accurate explanation based on its grammatical function. Option B is incorrect because it misidentifies whom as the object of believed. Many believed is the main clause, and the entire clause who would win is the object of believed, but within that clause, who is the subject. Option C gives a simplistic and incorrect rule. Option D is incorrect because there is no preposition here. Question 4. A student is writing a research paper and has included the following in-text citation, Smith 45. At the end of the paper, the student has a works cited page with the following entry, Smith Jane. The History of Writing. Boston, Academic Press, 2020. Which of the following statements accurately evaluates the student's citation format according to MLA style? Is it? Option A. The citation is correct. The in-text citation includes the author's last name and the page number, and the works cited entry provides the full publication details. B. The citation is incorrect. The in-text citation should include the year of publication, not the page number. C. The citation is incorrect. The works cited entry should list the publisher city without the state, and the title should be in italics, which it is. Or D. The citation is incorrect. The in-text citation should have a comma between the author's name and the page number, like Smith, 45. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. This question tests knowledge of MLA citation format. In MLA style, the standard in-text citation for a source with a known author is the author's last name and the page number, with no punctuation between them. Smith 45. The works cited entry provided follows a standard MLA book citation format. Author last first. Title. Publisher year. Option A correctly identifies that both the in-text and works cited entries are correctly formatted according to MLA guidelines. Option B describes an APA-style citation, author date, not MLA. Option C is incorrect, including the city and state, if needed, is standard in MLA for books published before 1900 or for publishers that are not well known, but for a modern academic press, the city is often optional. However, the presence of the city does not make the entry incorrect. Option D is incorrect. MLA style does not use a comma between the author and page number. This question requires specific knowledge of a common citation style. Question 5. A high school student, David, is writing an argumentative essay on the topic of school uniforms. In one body paragraph, he makes the following claim: requiring students to wear uniforms would save families money. He then provides the following supporting sentence: my mom says she spends a lot of money on my clothes for school. Which of the following statements best evaluates the effectiveness of this evidence and suggests a more effective revision? Is it? Option A. The evidence is effective because it comes from a credible source, David's mother, who has direct experience with the cost of school clothes. The paragraph is fine as is. B. The evidence is not effective because it is an anecdote based on a single family's experience, which is not representative or generalizable. A more effective revision would be to cite a study or data showing the average amount families spend on school clothes versus the cost of uniforms, or to compare prices from different stores. C. The evidence is not effective because it is written in first person, my mom. David should change it to third person. One parent reports spending a lot of money on clothes. Or D. The evidence is effective, but it needs a citation. David should add personal communication after the sentence to properly cite his mother as a source. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This question tests understanding of what constitutes strong evidence in academic argumentative writing. Anecdotal evidence, based on a single, personal experience, is generally considered weak support for a broad claim like requiring uniforms would save families money. David's evidence is not generalizable and does not provide the objective, verifiable data needed to convincingly support his argument. Option B correctly identifies this flaw, anecdotal, not representative, and provides a specific, effective suggestion for revision, using research or statistical data. This moves the argument from a personal opinion to a more credible, evidence-based claim. Option A incorrectly validates weak evidence. Option C misidentifies the core problem. The issue is not the grammatical person, but the lack of generalizability. Even in third person, an anecdote remains an anecdote. Option D also misses the point. Citing a personal conversation does not transform an anecdote into strong, objective evidence for a broad claim. This question assesses a key skill in argumentation, evaluating the quality and relevance of evidence. How many did you score out of 5? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us which exam we should cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.